Hello, Darth! Yes, it does. I mean, that's all Final Fantasy music at the end of the day. Last time we made our goodbyes to Minfilia properly with her mother. Learned a little more about her and the reason why that cat sign meant so much. Then we journeyed back to the Crystarium, doing a little bit of time travel to understand what Reen and Thancred were up to. And they had traveled across the Empty to find the original Sin Eater, which was a vast ship-like entity which they named Eden. We fought Eden herself, and then some forces that came to try and stop us. And then we battled the Q, which the Q ultimately won. Hey, Ori. It's almost like Nova Mess knew what he was doing when he did it. Yeah! It's incredible to think that might be the possibility. Alright. Let us resume our battle against the Q. You might be able to get that online, Darth. Wait, his original soundtrack was rejected? The guy made video game music, practically! Wow! God, that's like hearing if the guy behind Persona 3 was like, yeah, no, your music's a little too funky. So none of that. Wasn't good enough? Did they want Amadeus or Mozart to come up? We won the battle! So, I don't remember what I've been having 2 heads. That was very fortunate placement. Sorry, I'm not talking much. I'm focusing. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit! No, in that case, I was more destroying the ring. Prioritize pie. Okay, good. At least didn't run off. It was more, I didn't react fast enough. Well, oh, we won. Yay! Go us! I did so much to help in this one, guys! Yeah, if they got me up, I would actually be able to get more people up, but... Hey-ho! And junk! Man! Oh well. That was incredible! Is that what Primal looks like? Oh, not quite the same then. But why is that? The Leviathan of the Source was summoned by the Shangwan, to whom he was no less than a god. Without their faith, the deformed entity that we brought into existence differed from a fundamental level, though it was no less formidable. The manifestation relied upon Relina's experience of the Leviathan, and may have been influenced by recollections of other water aspect beings, leading to further discrepancies. Memories brought to life. I still can't tell if our plan actually worked. Which is the wait and see, I guess. How goes it? If you're finished slaying your primal or whatever it is, I should get back here on a double. There's something you ought to see. My arm! It burns! What could that be? Evidently, our only recourse is a return to our base of operations forthwith. Relina, look! By the 12's good grace, 'tis a marvel to behold. I never thought a whole lake would just suddenly appear like this. I wish just saying start it. I hope the burden is not too much for you, Relina. It's more accurate to say I am undoing climate change than cause climate change. This isn't ice. Or snow. Nor is it sand. Well, it's closer to sand. Ah, okay, Lil. Hello. Oh joy. Titan. I think this proves the water aspect. Ether is no longer lying dormant. So which element should we realign next, Orianche? I propose Earth. Should we succeed in returning the soil's life-giving energy, the empty shall become capable of supporting the growth of flora. Imagine that! Force in the empty! But before we begin, I'd like to know how that girl is doing. Still asleep. Still sound asleep. She didn't so much as stir even when I took her helmet off. I thought it might be getting a bit stuffy in there. And I was curious to know what sort of person we're dealing with. She seems surprisingly normal. Not at all like your usual void scent. I'd say she's around the same age as you, Reen. Perhaps a little older. Well, whoever she is, we should let her rest a while we concentrate on the task at hand. As much as I'd love to go with you, I'd best stay here in case she wakes up and is feeling less than cooperative. And while I was here wishing I had something to read, my thoughts will be with you as you fly off to face the next opponent. It must be strange feeling to bring something into existence through your own willpower, only to slay it immediately after. I almost feel sorry for the poor things. All the same, I wish you luck. If all goes well, he won't be waiting for long. The sooner we get this over with, the sooner we can see the results. But yeah, this ain't snow and ice. This is a land devoid of life. Now we move forward back on our journey. There's one question I feel I should ask. Where are we going? I suggest a certain region that lieth to the east of Norvrand, which was once the home to the great Mount Atlas. I don't think I've heard of that one. What's it like? It seems like I had a rather traumatic experience. Before our last battle's ending to go by, this won't be different from the Titan that Relina remembers, yes? Aye. It would be wise to consider the two as entirely separate beings. As such, thou must needs conceive new stratagems if thou art to triumph in the battle to come. Path experience, blah 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 blah. Alright, Relina. Once you're ready, we'll be on our way. It took a while, but we finally arrived. Ready, Relina? Memories of Titan come tumbling back. Patrick's views will avail thee not, I fear. Yep, there you go. Bum 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 bum. Alright, Lil. Cures for sepulture. Sepulture. Time for Car Titan. This will be me in a moment. This next one is one of the hardest in this experience. What you gonna do when Broomrania runs wild on you, brother Jack dude? Now there is one harder. Well, one of the two I'm thinking of, I consider harder purely because of audible issues. Anyway, here's New Titan. He's a little different than you might remember. His music scope goes hard though. Eyes on his car. Tighten his wheels and his engine on the back. Oh, I tried the yellow transformer rollout. From a great Transformers reboot. Why enough? One of my friends has a habit of right any time we propose. Let's go roll the head out all of us. That's a good friend to have there, Darth. I am so bad at this fight. So attacks might be the new version of Earth Slide, which is when he slams down and pushes you out of the area. So we now know from punch. Welcome back. You must be exhausted. For a creature made of rock, he was more agile than I was expecting. I wonder, was the Titan of your world a tough opponent too? So all we're taking is a momentary lapse of concentration? I don't like the sound of that. But more importantly, we defeated another elemental being, which means we're a step closer to reclaiming the empty. I can't wait to see how much of a difference we made this time. Answered it as if I was playing it properly there, as opposed to point and laugh. Did we really do all this? Aye, to its appear the balance has returned to the element of Earth, and yet the transformation hath only the immediate vicinity, whereas the lands beyond the lake doth remain unchanged. 'Tis passing strange indeed. Did we do something wrong? Though this fallen short of the outcome I had envisioned, it was plain our efforts were not in vain. Mayhap this localized phenomenon is the result of the intersection of the etherical currents. Therefore, it is reasonable to assume that similar locations in the empty hath undergone comparable alterations. Then, the ether was spread out from these points to cover the rest of. Green! Well, you do know there's trains in the first, so it's not like the cars are unheard of. But how Reen got to that from us telling her that he pushed us away, I guess it's like a truck. It's nothing. That doesn't look like nothing to me. You'd better lie down for a while. No, really, I'm fine. Anyway, we've still got work to do. Nay, Thagard hath the right of it. 'Twould be unwise to exert thyself overmuch. I appreciate your concern, but I do wish you'd stop fussing. Reen, thou knowest not the strain of... Though the elementals of water and earth hath been restored, continuing exposure to the empty stagnation's ether may yet sap thee of thy remaining strength. Now that you mention it, I've been thinking about our sources we got here. I should probably get away from the empty rest for a while. Pray do so. Meanwhile, I shall remain here. The restoration of the first two elements hath proceeded unexpected results, and I require time to analyze our findings. However, I must ask thee to refrain from discussing our work in the empty, even with our closest comrades. Why? I thought they'd welcome the news. And indeed they shall, once we have more to show of our efforts. Nevertheless, this mission is one of surpassing danger. I am loath to place our dearest friends at risk. You have their best interests at heart, I'm sure. But to be perfectly honest, I'd prefer not to keep secrets from people that I trust with my life. I don't want to make a habit of this. I'll do as you ask. It seems to me that Reen isn't the only one who would benefit from a change of scenery. Our Sleeping Beauty would likely fare better in more suitable surroundings. We need to have our associates from the Crystarium organize a safe place for her to stay. Have you and Relina could go on ahead and have a word with them in Mordsuk? We'll catch up with you once Uriange is finished. Whatever it is he needs to do. Perhaps thou too shouldst accompany her on the return journey. I dare say she would be glad of thy presence. No, not this time. She's come such a long way since we first met. and I worry that relying on me too much will only hold her back. We won't be staying in the First forever. The time will come to Reen and I to part ways, and for her to follow her own path. I know you understand this too, Ryanje. I see you trying to pass on as much of your knowledge as possible while you still can. And to her credit, she's actually taking most of it in. Reen is possessed by a natural affinity for ethology, unlike some who shall remain unnamed. A natural affinity for staying awake during your lectures, more like. Don't come to think of it, she doesn't really take after me at all. However, like Dee, she is so predisposed to brooding in silence and Liu voicing her concerns. Says the master, keeping his cards close to his chest. Anyway, Relina, you'd better take the sky slipper with Reen. I'm sure that she's been through a lot lately, but so have you. We need ready for the challenge that will lie ahead, so go on and get some rest. We shall wait the news of thy safe arrival in Amaranth. How very rude of me. I have not asked how you guys are doing today. There it is. It seems like you were having a serious discussion. I hope I'm giving you any cause of concern. Well, if you say so, I probably should stay in the empty. Shouldn't probably stay in the empty any longer than necessary, though. So, do you want to take the first ship pilot thing, or shall I? We somehow made it. Phew! I'm glad I had you there to keep me company. I had no idea how I would have passed the time otherwise. Now that we're here, I need to find out our contact from the Consortium. But before that, I was hoping I could have a word with you. Something's been on my mind. This might not be the best place for it, though. Those creatures out there look a bit hungry. When I first spoke to Tancred and Ryanje about why it's sensitive and empty, part of me wished we could have just left it alone. I guess I was just scared of what we'd find. But now we found Eden. I know that I made the right choice. And if I'd given in to my fear, I probably would have spent the rest of my life wondering what it might be. From now on, whenever I hear the voice inside me tell me to run away, to hide, I won't listen. That's not who I am anymore. Even so, all the courage in the world is not going to help me decide what we should do with the girl when she wakes up. Do you remember what she said right before she passed out? Why am I here? What is happening? Was she just being controlled or forced to act against her will? Whatever the case, it's clear that she's not a monster. She's a person, like you or me. Obviously she knows something about Eden, and we need all the information we can get. But for more than that, I just want to talk to her, to find out what she is, who she is, and there's something we can do to help her. On the other hand, we mustn't forget that she's already attacked us once. Mustn't she want to try again when she wakes up? But she keeps on claiming the empty. It'll be my fault. It's no good. I can't make up my mind. What do you think we should do, Relina? Ooh, I like all three of these. I see what you mean. Perhaps if we'd been able to come to an understanding, things might have wouldn't have ended the way they did. I hope she's nothing like him, it's Helk. We wouldn't know until we speak to her. Until then, I'll try to concentrate on the here and now. Speaking of which, I still need to see Orianji's errands. The people on our way to meet us later as the Sky Slipper. Most of the apparatus we've been using. And since we're being sworn to secrecy, I assume the same applies to them and their colleagues. Anyway, once that's over with, we can find a place to relax. Blah, 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 blah. La lelu lelo. Now that we're here, allow me to introduce you to the two members of the Inner Circle. Or whatever you want to call it. That's Gal. Who's interested in trading the frame relics we find in the empty. Apparently, it mostly deals in exotic weapons and whatnot. He's agreed to keep us supplied with whatever else we can get from the Crystarium. Now, those who came to meet should be around here somewhere. Ah, Freen! What a relief it is to see you returned unharmed from your expedition. I'm sorry to have kept you waiting, Freen. We've gone a bit longer than we expected. Lena, I'd like you to meet Leary. It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. As a representative of the Settlement Council, I'm here to oversee the delivery of equipment deemed necessary to your protection. As a I'll be on hand to provide any assistance you may require. Actually, there's something I'd like you to take care of. It's probably best not to talk about it in the middle of the market, though. I'll take it from here, Relina. You should get some rest. But before you go, I'd like to thank you for everything you've done. We still have a long road ahead of us. But we can give it our all. There's nothing we can't handle. Indeed, Lil. I mean, I would assume she's friends with Alice, eh? I see. Though in a more supposition, it would behoove us to proceed with caution. Moreover, I would refrain from discussing the matter of Rena and Relina until we know more. Well, I appreciate you telling me if it's too soon to be sure. I'm the one watching over her, after all. The Oracle of Darkness. I pray it's not too... Oh, she's not done it. She's at this point, she is still out cold after we first met her as a knight. I don't think chat's actually seen her real face yet. Oh, wait, you meant Alice. Thinking. Well, when we went to the Feywild, the twins were kept by the pixies. And then the twins went a separate way when we went to Raktika. Honestly, yeah, I don't think we actually have. Ah, there you are. I'm part of the team helping with highly classified and very secret, very secret thing. The fact of the matter is, I've come to inform you of a rather interesting development. It's about the girl who was brought back from the empty. She's finally woken up, you see. Go for it, and Rolina too. We heard the news from Thancred. Is it true? Why, yes, it most certainly is. Apparently her name is Gaia. She claims to be a free citizen of Yulmore, although she remembers nothing of the events leading up to her attack on Eden. She's lost her memory? Part of it, at the very least. We cannot be sure whether she's telling the truth or if it's merely a ruse. She's yet to display any hostility, which is encouraging, I suppose. And Thanker's with her now, is he? Yes, he's taken her to Yulmore mainly to verify what she's told us so far. Quiz locals, that sort of thing. After that, the plan is to come back here, though they have taken rather longer than I'd anticipated. I do hope nothing is amiss. Reading an Alcee step discussion because 20 minutes of Alcee flexing Alfie. Good grief, are you always as slow? At this rate, I'll be dark again. Before we know it, the night skies are turning all well and good, but it doesn't make each day awfully short. And are you still dragging your heels back there? At least act as if you got a purpose, would you? I need to find a voice for Gaia. Look here! I'm not one of your servants. Why don't you try carrying your own luggage for a change? Thancred, you're back! Crow boss god, please. Oh. You lot are a sight for sore eyes. Yes, even you, Rianji. Gaia and I have just finished shipping our personal effects from Yulmore. I'm glad we could finally meet properly, I mean. So, did you learn anything useful? Other than where she lives, not an awful lot. Her supposed neighbours barely knew the first thing about her. Hell, she barely knows the first thing about herself. Her recollection of her life in Yulmore is patchy at best. But she seems convinced that she'll regain her memory when she accompanies us, and so she invited herself to join our merry band. And for her first act, she ordered me to carry her luggage. If you insist on standing around talking, might I suggest finding a place to sit down first? My feet are killing me. Perhaps you should have chosen more sensible footwear. Still, it's not such an idea, shall we? I'm glad it was Thancred who said it, because Thancred would be the one who would comment on your shoes suck for actual travel. So, you don't remember anything at all? The attacking us? The falling unconscious? Such selective amnesia would arise suspicion without those of cautious minds. Yes, if she doth speak the truth, it would lend credence to my current hypothesis, though admittedly some further. Not now, Rianche, she's only just woken up. We don't want to bore her back to sleep. In any case, I prefer to follow my instincts, and they're telling me that Gaia means us no harm. After such deliberation, I thought only right to let her know about our work in the empty as a good sign of goodwill. After all, trust works both ways. Though I would ask you, Evelina, not to let your guard down just yet. So you're the one supposed to have fought? Because of that, think of it, I recognize you from somewhere. Well, a thankless version of events there in the go-by. You weren't exactly holding back yourself. Still, it seems I didn't give you much of a choice but to defend yourself. So let's call it even. Not that I have any recollection of it. It's like remembering fragments of a dream. I want to realize that those things actually happened. It's as though my whole life has been leading to this. Thou speakest as thou dost expect these events. I guess you could say that. It's what the fairy tells me. I can't see it, but as though there's something else inside me. I can hear his voice in my head. It whispers me, lets me use this power. Magic, I suppose you could call it. But I don't know much of that sort of thing. And this power alloweth thee to tear open the fabric betwixt realities, that thou mayest call forth the ether-starved denizens of what remaineth of the 13th. What? Was that supposed to mean something, or are you just spelling random words at me? Honestly, I don't know how you could put up with all this. I've only just met him and he's insufferable prowls already giving me a headache. Gods, I still can't believe I'm having this conversation. To think I was flying over a belt in a suit of armor, waving a sword. That doesn't sound like me at all. Somebody else inside you. Like Medvelia was inside me. Aye, the similarities cannot be ignored. Though it is too early to say with certainty, Gaia may well be the Oracle of Darkness. The Oracle of Darkness? What does this mean? It means that you may have been right when you said she has something in common with them itself. Those who have been used as a living host by an Asian have no recollection of events that occurred during their possession. This I know from personal experience. But Gaia seems to have some memories still, even if they're still a little hazy. Moreover, she's remaining control of herself even she heard the voice within, much like you and Menthilia. And though Reen very well much her own person, Menthilia's presence did exert a change upon her outward appearance, granting her eyes, hair and eye a hue akin to that of our departed friend. It is therefore not unthinkable that Gaia's raven locks may be a manifestation of the darkness which has come to reside within her. But I was born like this, and my parents, they both had black hair too. At least, I think they did. It's been so long since I saw them, I can't remember too well. But enough about me. You're Menthilia, aren't you? The Oracle of Light, who they were hosting in Yomor? That's right. Though imprisoning is a better word. They kept me locked away. I didn't know much about Yomor and his people, or the rest of the world for that matter. You see, and now how exactly did the Oracle of Light come to one with the Warrior of Darkness? Well, I'll start when... Exposition! 4th level. Yes, I still remember the day everyone raving mad and Lord Walter fled. Everything about that is still a blur, though. From what Gaia has told me, she wasn't part of the mob that attacked us. But how was she able to resist Walter's control? Mayhap 'twas the intervention of this fairy of whom she speaketh. As clear as that may be, we still don't know why she appeared out of nowhere as soon as Eden took flight. This is just a guess, but I'd say that the fairy reacted to it in some way, and for whatever reason made me go after it. Yes, that seems like the only explanation. I don't know about you lot, but I've had enough nattering. I'm going back to Eden. What? But why? The fairy wanted something from Eden, and knowing that is what will some bring me a step closer to discovering exactly what has been living in my head all these years. Besides, my memories aren't going to restore themselves. I'm sorry not to idle chit-chat. So I'm going, and that's that. Gaia, wait! Insufferable. Utterly insufferable. Yeah, we can't well leave her to her own devices. Come on. You're right, Lil. That table was huge. I also liked how we had each of the 3 colors of mage at it. White, red, black. I'm feeling changing this up a little. Let's go back to classic. Away from me! not a fierce knight! It seems I've no choice. Never mind. What am I? What are you all gawping at? I don't mean to stare, but it's not like every day I see magic like that. So this is the power of the fairy you spoke of? Ever since I was a child, this was supposed to tell me what to do. That's how I came to use this power. But there are things I can't even explain. Holes ripped in thin air, terrifying creatures crawling out, ghastly-looking blades and armor appearing out of nowhere. But worst of all, there's this dark energy that comes from inside. This power. It feels as though it's only flowing through me, and never truly mine. And even when it answers my call, it always takes a few moments for the spells to work. So in summary, you don't have control over the magic. Well, it's not as if I ever tried to control it. I'm in a habit of fighting wild beasts. Unfortunately, this foreign powers what we're traveling through Amarang. And while I understand that you want answers, you're not going to find them unprepared as you are. If your heart is set on this, then it won't help you. I mean, think about what you're saying. You're seriously considering taking Gaia to Eden. There's no telling what might happen if she loses control again. So the safest option is for her to stay away until our work is done. Somewhere we can keep an eye on her. You must realize, it's for our own good. I must confer with Thanker's assessment. At present we know precious little of Gaia's origin, and less still of her powers. If she is indeed the Oracle of Darkness, her presence may complicate the task already fraught with peril, placing our mission and her own well-being in jeopardy. In full knowledge of the risk, does thou still wishes to pursue this course? You're done running, Reen. I do. How was it so long ago that I was living in isolation, being held against my will? Maybe the people keeping an eye on me thought that was for my own good too. But we shut Gaia away for our own convenience. We'd be no better than Valtteri and Ranjit. I've learned that when someone is in need, we must reach out with a helping hand, not push them away. Now it's my turn to do for Gaia what you've all done for me. Even knowing the danger that lies ahead, I won't choose the easy way out of this. This is the path I've chosen. Is that good enough for you? Well, can't say fairer than that. How about you, Orianji? The light of thy spirit doth burn bright. My apologies, my dear. but we felt it necessary to test thy resolve. Let it suffice to say that thou hast not left no room for doubt. For what it's worth, Rain, I never doubted you. But make no mistake, the danger that Urianji and I spoke of is all too real. If you are prepared to go through with this, we'll be there, right there by your side you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. I couldn't care less who I travel with. But if we're going to go, then let's get going already. There's supposed to be some sort of craft waiting at the southern watchtower. Yes? Come along then, and don't fall behind. Whew. But yes, how is everyone in chat? So much apologies for taking so long with that question. It might be a tight squeeze, but the five of us, but we'll manage. Perhaps Urianji could sit on top of our luggage. Well, here's the biggest solace. So, there it is. Alright, Lil, we're getting nearly there. Eden, where I'll find the answers I seek. The bringer of the flood, the first senior. Would it lead me to my past or my future? What awaited on the path I couldn't say. I had no choice but to take the first step. Oh no. I know what it's like. It was the same for me. But I was born lucky, because thank God freed me from Yulmore. And I had the chance to see the world. More importantly, though, I met all kinds of people. And they taught me not to live in another shadow, but to be myself. Maybe one day, you'll have that chance too. Such a peace, have you? One day? What's that supposed to mean? I don't know how the Great Oracle Light sees such things. But for someone like me, who's only known life in Yulmore, there was no tomorrow. There was no future. Only the here and now. And while we waste our time on these meaningless conversations, I feel each moment of my life slipping away. Time! It won't wait. Not for me, not for you, not for anyone. I don't know how much longer I can hold on to who I am. I'm sorry, Gaia. Gaia? That's probably not even my real name. It isn't? When Thankard asked me my name, I couldn't remember. That's what the fairy whispered to me. Gaia. But if you grew up in Yulmore, surely someone must know who you are. Everyone you once knew had either disappeared or had been turned to sinears. Those whose faces and names I still remember, that is. In the end, we found not a single person who so much as recognized me. As far as I can recall, I've never been the most sociable person, but still. Well, even if it's not your real name, I think Gaia sounds lovely. If you're happy with it, then that's what I'll call you. And if you're willing, instead of the Oracle Light, please call me Reen. It's not the name I was born with. That's long forgotten now. But the one the people whom I consider family gave to me. Is that so? Well, as much as I'd like to keep this chatting, there's something that's bothering me. I thought the fairy would have reacted to Eden in some way, but so far, nothing whatsoever. From what I gather, it wasn't until Eden started moving that I appeared out of the blue. Perhaps if you were to actually try flying it somewhere, the fairy might break its silence. If you got elements to restore or whatever it was, why did you hurry up and get it over with? Do I sass back, or do I just tell her off? Let's sass back. I would best resign ourselves to her mannerisms. A good thing we're not totally unfamiliar with her attending nobility. Given certain company in silence. Of whomsoever dost thou speak, I wonder? Alright everyone, I think we're ready to take for long enough. If you're ready, let's make our way to Eden. Following the initial changes wrought by the release of water and earth, the empty hath displayed no further signs of alteration. Stability. Some may call this be satisfied, but in truth it's passivity. A passing stream from light never possessed presence. If we are to break the status quo, we must needs employ a catalyst. A third element that shall stabilize those unleashed energies of activity. Therefore, I propose lightning. So the primal will be Ramu, yes? Well, I heard he's a guardian of the forest, and not particularly keen on conflict. But you've actually fun, haven't you? I said it was a time chasing afterwards with varying degrees of success. He's half man, half beard, and another half beard for good measure. I wonder if the cells have something to do with that. I heard they can be quite mischievous. That's what the pictures of them make. I'm glad to see our lessons have paid off. Well, it's like you say, if we want to call forth an accurate representation of the primal, I would picture it in my mind as clearly as possible. At the very least, it's worth a try. The rest is up to Relina. In order for this to work, we need to actually fly somewhere, yes? So rather than sitting in one spot where you exchange anecdotes, why don't you get the blasted thing moving first? One must admit the suggestion is not without merit. Green might suggest the Gandalf Thunder Plains as our next location. These plains, as it is writ, were perpetually blinkered in storm clouds. The only source of illumination, the ceaseless barrage of lightning. The ambient ether that lingereth there shall provide ideal conditions for the summer. And that's where we're heading. Come on, Eden. We got a job to do. Now hell. They should be as good a spot as any. Alright, Relina. Whenever you're ready. Memories of Ramuna flash through your mind. Ramu. I hope people in chat understand. Lilith, cue for fulmination. I got sound settings to fiddle with. Yeah, really? He's a big man with a beard? Not a horse at all, okay. Okay. Well, we have a healer in queue already, and this is already going significantly faster than I was doing yesterday. I suspect we're going to have to save the last 4 for next week. fast the conversations start going much faster. I'm expecting we're ending on Furmore. Actually, no. We're right here. Okay, I'm expecting we're ending on Refrigerants. We might make it to Umbra, but I doubt it.
Was the server waiting for me to point out we were going faster?
There we go. Okay. Here we go.
There's no turning back. Get ready!
Territory 11. Ramu.
So, this is Ramu.
He's now a centaur. I imagine this is quite weird to most people. So we're missing all the sound effects. Except grunts. Well, this is a reset. Oh god, if you saw 3 lightning elemental summons into one. Pretty much! think the healers hate me right now. It's just automatic. I can't stop myself. They're dead. This is so much better for me with the sound effects turned off. My god. Take a dive measure up, bring out the light. You deserve the calm. I got 2 comms. And these can come back on. Whew! I thought I was prepared to expect anything, but I didn't expect Ramu to turn out quite like that. Appearances aside, he was quite aggressive as well. The cell's belief in him as a kindly guardian clearly makes a difference to his temperament. Anyway, I'm glad it's over. Let's get back to the camp and see if anything's changed. The crystal's now purple. Crystal's a different color, but apart from that, all looks the same. It may look the same, but it feels different. The air's grown slightly more humid, as it does before a rain. I have
to say, I'm not expecting exactly prepared for wet weather. If you can control the elements and so on, can't you tell it to send those clouds somewhere else? Speaking of which, I'm not very impressed with the so-called powers of changing yellow crystals to purple as the extent of its abilities. It's not surprised the fairy didn't bother showing up. I hope that whatever's next is more worthwhile.
Rather than an influence in the ground beneath our feet, the unit hath brought change to the firmament above. And yet 'tis clear the more dynamic element is required for the natural cycle of precipitation and evaporation to be complete. So we need a moment. Would do the trick? Most certainly. It seems we have a plan. Let's not dwell too much on the effects of each individual element, and instead focus on seeing them all restored. The power of an oracle. Nothing sniffed at, it seems. All my life you were a constant companion, your voice ever seeping into my mind. Why then, of all times, did you abandon me? Deaf even to the crashing of thunder? Or were you simply biding your time? Ere we set out once more, may I ask if thou art familiar with the process by which rain is made to fall? It's an elegant conspiracy! I suppose so. Then thou shan't have difficulty understanding the explanation to come. With the restoration of the first element, the empty was once more beset with the most essential ingredient in the cycle of precipitation: water. Under normal circumstances, the heat existing in the atmosphere would cause water to evaporate from the land surface. As invisible vapour, it is borne by the wind into the firmament, where it doth condense as clouds before descending once more, returning to the land in the form of rain. It seems we need wind aspect ether to create more clouds. That hasn't rained yet, must mean there aren't enough. And even before that, we need fire aspect ether to make the water evaporate. It seems to me that one's not much good without the other. Why don't you just draw both elements together? You suggest Melina fight two deiforms entities, each one as deadly as Ramu, at the same time? Do you realize how absurd that is? And yet, there's a notion that doth warrant for further consideration. Oh, you can't be serious. Cast your minds, if you will, to the elemental wheel. I did show to you in the bookshelf shelves. Wind giveth rise to lightning, whose spark doth proceed to produce fire. By restoring both wind and fire in tandem, we may maintain the balance between these dynamic elemental forces. The ensuing battle shall indubitably present an ordeal unlike any Verlina ever faced. I believe, however, that this path doth lead to the prize we seek. Oh, so perhaps it's not so absurd after all, eh, Thancred?
wouldn't dream of questioning Orianji's grasp of the science behind it. My concern is a burden this would place on not only Orlina, but Reen as well. What do you both make of this plan? If Orianji thinks it'll work, I'm willing to give it a try. As long as you know what you're letting yourself in for, you're going to need all the strength. So see that you get plenty of rest. Kaya! It seems Reen is reluctant to air her concerns. Were you to rally your spirit, she might become more... Yes, you're right. There's no use in trying to pilot Eden while I've got other things on my mind. It's about Gaia, you see. The truth is, the power of Malice and Alphino, I hardly know anyone my own age. I thought that I should make an effort to be nice to Gaia, but, well, you see now she's around me. I understand that she got her own problems to deal with, but I thought that maybe I could help her in some way. It's not my place to intrude. I suppose I should probably just leave her be until we've finished restoring the elements. After all, that's more important, isn't it? Let me talk to Gaia while you're concentrating on the task at hand. It's what I would have said once upon a time. It seems to me that you're the one best qualified to take care of this little problem. I know she can be a bit prickly, to put it mildly, but if anyone can get through to her, it's you. Although we've only known her for a short while, we've all she's got. And I think she realises that. Just let her know that she's not alone. She'll come around eventually. Have you tried snacks? Alright, I'll give her a try. Do you have any advice? Snacks! Feed her! Legerson is a gift for Gab, he'll know what to say. Orianji can talk the hind legs off of a behemoth. Oh, chat, which one? One or two? Who are we asking Devin Green to tell for advice? Her dad or her dad's boyfriend? This is the funniest option, I think.
Though I am proficient in many tongues, such as Fey, I cannot claim to be as well versed in the parlance of the younger generation. Their predilections and inclinations are a mystery I've yet to unravel.
I don't know much about it either, but I believe I have a plan. Before she even woke up, I've been asking Lena about what's popular in the Crystarium. I thought it might be nice to show Gaia around the place one day, you see.
So, that's what you were doing. I suppose it makes a nice change of pace after all that studying. And I must commend thee on thy choice of confidant. The captain's powers of observation maketh her a veritable font of wisdom, considering the behaviour of the Crystarium citizenry.
Yes, and now there's time to put that knowledge to good use.
Don't let the fear of rejection hold you back. Persistence is the key.
Speaking from experience by any chance?
Whatever do you mean? Lessons learned from the days spent in pursuits of ladies fair, one might suspect. You couldn't help yourself, could you?
It's alright, Thancred. Your secret's safe with me.
Secret? May I remind you that the reason we're here is to create a better future for everyone in the First, which includes you and Gaia. While it may not be on the same scale as bringing back the life of the empty, if you're able to befriend her, that will be another way of contributing to a better tomorrow. A brighter tomorrow. So go on, just waiting for you.
Alright, wish me luck.
Rena is ready to approach the decidedly unapproachable Gaia. You best observe the conversation from within earshot. My! There's some nice boxes over there.
What do you want? Oh, nothing really. I can wait till later. For all we know, there might not even be a later. If you got something to say, hurry up and spit it out. Is everything alright? Not feeling strange from around eating or anything? Is that what you come here to talk about? Actually, I wanted to ask you. Would you like to go and have a coffee biscuit with me? What? Coffee biscuits! They sell them in the secret serving of the Crystarium. Everyone's talking about them, so I thought it might be nice once we finished our work here, you and I could go together. Let me get this straight. You came to talk to me about biscuits. Yes, they're light and crispy, and when you dip them in the coffee, they go all nice and squidgy. The only reason you're even interested in the first place is because everyone else is doing it. Could you think for yourself? I do whatever I want, when I want. After all, the world could end at any moment. That's not going to happen. Not if I got anything to do with it. Listen, Gaia, I understand what you're going through. Believe me, I do. But you mustn't lose hope. A new day will come. Then another and another. Life's not bad. If you give it a chance, you'll see. Shut up! You think you know me? Even I don't know who I am. Until I find the truth, I'll never be free. Then we'll find it together. I've seen enough pain, enough loss. And I don't want to see it anymore. And that includes you, Gaia. Why do you care so much about other people? What have they ever done for you? I'm sure you haven't forgotten how we young mortals treat you. A precious oracle light, like a bird in a cage. And yet you act as if none that ever happened. So forgiving, so selfless. You and your family brought back the night sky, and you finally had the chance to lead a normal life. But instead you're flying around in a giant sin eater, trying to turn a barren wasteland into some sort of paradise. And for what? I may not even remember much of my past, but I'm fairly certain I've never heard of any such thing so ridiculous. I'll morbid curiosity. I'll see through to the end. But if you think that makes us friends, you're very much mistaken. Gaia? I surmise that is to keep Gaia waiting over long would only agitate her further. Man, I wonder what trope she exhumes. I love the little fist bump Relina does when she successfully asks her out. Well, she manages to ask her out. To defeat the deiform manifestation of both wind and fire shall require every last mote of thy strength. That thou hast triumphed over such beings in previous encounters should be the forefront of thy mind as we commence the summoning. Where are we going this time, Arianche? This place called Ashfall doth certify our requirements. I believe the fables speak of travelers sweltering beneath the blazing heat of the midday sun, while after nightfall silencing winds did tear at their cloaks. See, hopefully it won't be too bad when I draw out the elements. Green, my dear. May I remind thee the focus is not the same as to denial of thoughts. Whatever it is that troubled thee, that would be better for acknowledging it. Yes, you're right, of course. This guy that I'm worried about. That is well. May thy concern for her lead thee yet more strength. It's time. I'll begin drawing out the wind and fire in equal measure. Relina, we only get one chance at this, so let's make it count. Memories of Garuda and Ifrit rage through your mind. Ian's verse, Furor, now available. Well, it's just us now. So things will slow down again. So I wonder what these two are for. You're in a cutscene.
As are you.
I wonder what sort of hellish beast you'll encounter at this time.
You are very Dark Souls. Da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da. Ba-da-da-ba-da-da-da. 3 DPS and Q. Somewhere. Hey! The dance worked again! No! Yay! Come on, last DPS! Click the button! Woot woot! Aiden's verse for all.
It worked! Both wind and fire have answered the call! Green, are you alright?
da 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 da. 3 comms! I must have done well, that one. That was incredible! I never imagined they would fuse together like that, but you took them down all the same. I suppose the main thing is that we're now 2 elements closer to restoring the ether of the empty. Let's go and see what difference it made. It actually worked! Just like Orianji said it would. Everything we could have hoped for. Indeed, our endeavors have been repaid manifold. I wonder what happens when we restore ice. Is something the matter? One element, and then what? You have achieved the impossible, and I'll still be nothing. No memory, no past, no family. Nothing. The world has moved on and left me behind. Anyone who ever knew me is either dead or gone. So, mighty Eden, you can mend this broken world, but you can't restore one girl's memories? Give me my life back, damn you! I still hunger. Can you hear me? Get away from me! Okay, you're safe to put on again. I missed the sound of the falling rain. Your voice called from within. Long after the rain passed, your voice echoed on. Sorry about that. Well, this downpour is precisely the result we were hoping for. The novelty of standing outside in the rain does wear off rather quickly. Not to mention, Gaia's looking a bit under the weather. Let's continue this conversation in Eden's core.
Eri set forth to restore the element of ice, and we'll discuss the manner in which the summoning shall be undertaken. Just tell me one thing. Is this going to bring the empty back to the way it was before the flood? Well, none can say for certain. The change that we have observed at the point of the theoretical intersection doth give us case for optimism. We may be reasonably assume that the empty shall continue to transform and, in the decades to come, regain a semblance of its former state. Decades? I don't think you grasp the sheer scale of the damage left in the wake of the flood. It would have swallowed the entire world if Billy hadn't stopped it. Even if Reen has inherited her blessing, wounds like that don't heal overnight. After all, the empty has been utterly devoid of life for 100 years. And it might take even longer than that to bring life back. I don't expect immediate results, but I do know that it will stay like this forever unless we do something about it. My sentiments precisely. Only once the elements is restored shall we have a glimpse of the future that awaited those generations yet to come. You do all this for a world you may not live in long enough to see? Well, here I am so absorbed by my own problems that I barely thought of anyone beside myself. For so long as I've listened to that voice, telling me what to do, who to be, I was so scared of what might happen if I disobeyed. But I don't want to live like that anymore. I want to be me. Who am I? What am I? Perhaps it's better if I never find out. I've raised the Oracle of Light here to mend this broken world. What does that make me? Gaia. The Oracle of Darkness, bringer of misery and death. A monster. There's no one that I left me. Mother, father, and next will be all of you. And I'll be back where I started. I've always been alone. Gaia! Is it the fairy? What's wrong? Afraid I might lose control and ruin all your carefully laid plans? No! It's you I'm worried about! Ring, I'm going outside to clear my head. You just do what you have to do, alright? Something's wrong. I know it. That much is clear. Have we ever repeat of her first visit to Eden? May have yet be joined by those void centaurs of hers. If we go and see what Guy is doing, hurry IJ will stay with Reen. My name is Gaia. That's what you said, isn't it? Eden, the flood. What does it all mean? No, it can't be. Is this what I've been waiting for you all this time? Finally, you remember. Darkness as well as within you, Gaia. spawn of light are drawn to it, like moths to a flame. Pathetic, mindless, uneasily. Sinias! Now the time of awakening has come. Lena? We ain't seen in years. What's happened? Don't try to fight them. Just bring Vera back inside. Quickly! Now! What's happened to her? That's a concern for later. First we deal with those seniors. Lena, if thou wouldst care to repel our assailants without... I must with task anchored with standing guard, well then... I shall tend to Gaia meanwhile. Iconoclasm. Well, hope you're enjoying chat. Raina, how do you deal with difficult people? Let them do all the talking and only rarely interject for response. Didn't that include everyone we know? Yes. Now you know why I barely talk. It is the way. Ba-da-da. I'm hopeful that we can get this one and the one after it done tonight. Hopeful. After that, though, I do think we'll be pushing it. So the goal is to get through the next two, then get the next one unlocked, so to speak. So that at the start of next week we can just launch right into it. We gained another DPS. I really need to turn it off. Here we go, guys. Now it's time to start thinking with portals. So long as the other DPS clicks, yes. What? So many paper airplane sin eaters.
So many of them. But nothing we can't handle.
Oh, I'm dead. I didn't stick with portals well enough. Oh, I like this bit as well. Oh well. Don't double stack! Okay, good. Okay, good. I'm normally better at this one than I am right now. Oh, that's just awkward timing. Just haven't done it for months. I live! Yeah, certainly not my best run. But it was fun. You ever come to that sage? That sage carried.
She won't wake up! What do we do? What is this place? What is everyone? So I'm alone, all alone. Even the ferry is gone. Endless silence, endless darkness. This is what death feels like. It's no use. No one could hear me. How ironic. All those times I wanted peace and quiet, now I finally have it. I wish I had someone to talk to. I thought I couldn't stand to be around them all. All their interacting and fussing, and yet I was never lonely. But it's no use. Even after everything we went through, my memories still won't come back. There's no future waiting for me. Only emptiness. Those memories, they can't stay lost forever. If only this pain will leave me. Now I'll close my eyes and sink into darkness. And then I'll suffer no more. Gaia! Mother? Father? Wake up! I understand now. Why wait for tomorrow to claim us? Gaia! Can you hear me? This perfect moment never has to end. I'm not giving up on you, Gaia! Say something! What do you want? Please, I'm begging you! Remember all the things we said we'd do? Like going to the second serving for coffee biscuits? I never... Gaia! I never agreed to anything of the sort! Oh, thank goodness! I was so worried about you! They have to be so loud. The fairy fell silent, only to be replaced by Reen's voice ringing through my head. I never thought I would be so glad to hear it.
Alright. On thin ice. Guys, these ordeals have left her rather more subdued than usual. You've all gone through a lot of trouble on my part. For what it's worth, I'm sorry. Anyway, I've delayed you for long enough. Please carry on what you came to do.
I'm glad you're back to your normal, usual self, but how are you feeling? Much better now, but something is still bothering me. The fairy spoke to me in a dream, and a stream of memories rushed through my mind. I don't recall anything like this happening before. I'm not sure what it all means. What sort of memories? I can't make any sense of them. They were only brief flashes seen through someone else's eyes. At least that's what it felt like. Ophelia. That is the first Oracle-Light. Once served Highland as the world of... If the Oracle of Darkness is our counterpart of the Zodiac, then we had best prepare ourselves for the worst. Aye. The knight returned to tip the etherical balance towards activity, which may have served to awaken the fragment of his power in the first. Having thus roused, he did then fix his gaze upon she who had been marked by darkness. Gaia. Marked or no, Gaia is still her own person. Everything alright? It's nothing. Anyway, let's forget all about all that for now. There'll be plenty of time to think it through once the last element's restored.
If thou believe this thyself well enough, then I see no reason for delay. Let us forthwith attend to the revitalization of ice.
Shiva, then. Rena is the only one here to have actually seen the primal. Perhaps you could describe her for us.
Hold on, need a vibe. Oh, that piano. That beautiful, sweet piano.
So she suffered herself into her body, then imagined the essence of someone else who lived over 1,000 years ago? That such a thing could be possible.
The long since departed Shiva was a source of great inspiration to Ysael, whose path as a summoning differed greatly from any we had previously encountered. By the echo did she bear witness to the deeds of nobility of Shiva, and thus did she move to dedicate her being to her self-same cause. 'Twas this devotion that granted her the power of a primal.
So she was able to control it herself? Not getting any funny ideas, are you? Just thinking aloud, that's all. Anyway, we better get going.
Our journey leads us to the great glaciers situated in the northernmost region of the Empty.
I'll get us there as quickly as I can.
To wane the lovers' sky.
It's time to draw out the ether. I was thinking. That I should go with you this time. I want to be the vessel for Shiva. Being still and passive by nature, ice is the element that's most strongly aligned to light. I'll need to get close and use my own abilities as well as Eden's to draw it out.
So that the Oracle of Light becometh the Oracle of Ice. I cannot claim to be in favour of this stratagem, and yet the primal we encountered in the source was summoned in much the same manner. The inherent advantages are undeniable.
Absolutely out of the question! Have you forgotten what Lena does to primals we summon? I'm not about to stand by and watch as she and Reen beat the tar out of each other. In any case, the ether only returns to the Empty once the creature's been slain. Although it seems you haven't taken into consideration yet. Presumably, there is a safe way to disperse it, but still far too risky. I thought you had more sense, Reen. But it's not as bad as it sounds.
Whether the deiform entity as volatile as the primals we have previously summoned, it would be logical to assume that, in order to roll as conduit, Reen would be hard-pressed to retain control. Rowena would have no rescues but to defend herself by any means necessary, else her life be forfeit.
I know it's dangerous, but I can't let that hold me back. Please, I've got to try. But I don't see why this is even necessary in the first place. You've never had to take risks like this for the other elements. Eden possesses almost infinite power. What would happen if it began acting without my intervention? If it started to feed on the ether, just like the other seniors, it would do all of our hard work.
Tis a concerning eventuality, and one which cannot be dismissed.
I'm worried that even if we realign the elements, things will eventually return to how they were following the flood. Even if I train Eden how to nurture the environment rather than drain the life from it, we can't leave it to take care of the empty in our place. I'll channel ether through myself and show Eden how it's done. This isn't some house pet we're dealing with. If all goes wrong, then what? I know this all sounds like I'm taking a leap of faith, but it has been a gamble every step of the way. We've managed this far because of faith, in ourselves and in each other. I've made my feelings on the matter perfectly clear. But what say you, Relina?
I'll hold back as much as possible.
Reen, I suppose that if you've got your heart set on this, there's no point trying to dissuade you. Just don't do anything reckless. Is that clear?
This is entirely reckless, Thancred.
Ask Crystal.
Everything about this is reckless.
This is going to work. I promise. I'll make sure of it. Well, for all our sakes, I certainly hope so. Because if our primal takes over, I'll be fine with all of you by my side. I know whatever happens, it'll work out in the end. All of us. Hope you're not including me. I can't even deal with my own problems. Never mind yours. It's enough just knowing you're here. Anyway, I decided to take a leaf out of your book. I do what I want when I want. I made my decision, so now I have to see it through. Yes, but this isn't a different kettle of fish altogether. Well, the point is that I've made what I want, and I'll do whatever it takes to make it work. So this is how much it means to you.
Memories of shield envelop your mind.
Excuse me, each other? Did you imply Reen could beat me? That's it! It's on! Bring it! Reen! I don't know how. I can see her too. This might actually work.
I want to point out at the beginning of this, Thancred was like, oh, she's not very much like me at all, is she? Who do you think taught her to be like this?
Okay. It's not that bad.
Oh wow, we have 3 DPS in the queue already. We're entranced by Relita's dance. Thank her to Gaia, violently ignoring it. Hey! Might be able to get further than I thought. I love this one. Probably will still die, but I absolutely adore this one.
I call upon the power of Shiva.
So pretty. Yeah. Oh dear.
No! She's lost control! You've got to stop her!
Focus. You would stop.
She does actually.
The light shall usher in peace. Impudence! Resplendent eyes, grant me strength. Shatter!
Whoa!
Shall freeze! The light shall usher in peace. Impudence!
Hey, she changed her outfit. She's now a figure skater.
Tranquility must be restored to the land. Consume you. Too much for her to bear! She won't last much longer! Enough of this! Power of darkness, answer my call!
love this mission so much. Yay! Green! You were there. I heard you. What happened to Shiva? Is she still in control? No, she's gone. But Gaia? What? That hammer. It matches your dress. I see you're back in your normal idiotic self. Look, isn't it pretty? Maybe we can take it with us. Ice tends to melt, you know. Not this sort. Well, if you say so. Anyway, I might even make a nice necklace. That's a brilliant idea!
Wilt thou not rush to our aid? Perhaps against slow my old age, because it would seem Gaia's beat me to it. To think that she would be the one to break the ice. They may have gone off to a rocky start, but I think they'll make quite the pair. Is that a hint of melancholy I detect in your live voice? Something akin to pining on a bird when its chicks have flown the nest. Father bird, if you don't mind. But you're not entirely wrong. Still, when the day finally comes to say goodbye, it hardens me to know she won't be alone.
After that, we can go to the second server for coffee biscuits.
Fine, you win. And if there is anything less than perfection itself, I'll never let you live it down.
If you're not to your liking, there's plenty of other things to try.
I suppose we deserve a little treat after all the hard work. We certainly do. There we were, laughing as
as if not a care in the world. Fleeing though it was in that moment, I was content. But life was never meant to be so simple. Look at their own comic series when they will then get cancelled before they join their own band. I'm so sorry, everyone. I clearly have a long way to go before I can handle that kind of power. But we achieved what we set out to do, as I had a faith we would. So without further ado, let's return to camp and admire our work. It's life. Hey, Bankridge, you finally got the fire going! Life, finds a way. It's submitted. I can feel all the revitalized elements working in harmony. I've always believed Eden had the power to restore the empty, but never expected it to happen so quickly. Just with Thankard and Orian's reactions, I would say most of them were barely recognizable. Far be it from me to worry, but are you sure your memory's alright? Though thou hast grasped the basic principles of summoning, it bears repeating that such deiform entities are not product of the memory alone. Nay, Maya and other factors contribute to the corporeal manifestation, and poses not unlike the techniques employed in creation magic. One of the effects from the rebalanced ether will spread to the rest of the empty. Perhaps we'll just have to wait and see. Besides, I'm sure we could do it with a little rest. I must say, Reen, it's refreshing to see you take a more measured approach for a change. Well, if my experience here has taught me anything, is I shouldn't rush into things unprepared. And I've also learned that there are some problems that can't be solved alone. Is that so? Since you framed me for humor, I met all sides of kind people who've gone out of their way to help me. I thought that I should do everything in my power to repay their kindness, and make the world a better place. But now, more than ever, I realize there's a limit to what I can achieve by myself. Even though I was able to summon Shiva, I couldn't control such vast amounts of ether. If Gaia hadn't been there for me, I may never return to normal. I could say the same about you. I was trapped in a nightmare before you freed me. It seems we're more alike than I thought. We might not be able to do everything by ourselves, but we look out for each other. Then if we can face our problems together. That's if you don't mind. No, it's fine, really. If things don't work out, we can always go our separate ways. But on the other hand, if I can resist the urge to punch you whenever you annoy me, which I must say is quite often, I have no objection to staying around. You mean it? Well, thank you, Gaia.
May I suggest we continue this conversation at Amaranth? Though the empty may now supporteth foliage, the land's normalization hath but begun, and to linger over long still entaileth risks. Is aught the matter, Thancred?
Nothing to be worried about. Let's go.
Is that the step all fathers go through?
Before we do anything else, we should report to Yellowfort. He'll know what to do. Know how we be getting on in the empty. Speaking of Modsuk, there was a snack of some sort that caught my eye last time. I can't even describe it, but it looked squidgy. Despite a strong suspicion that I might live to regret it, I'd like to try one. Oh, I think I know the one you mean. They might not be much to look at, but they taste amazing. Perhaps we could also try a pot of those jelly drigglers, or whatever they're called. I'll even let you take the first bite. Oh, no thank you. First coffee biscuits, now worms and jelly. Heaven forbid the two of you might actually eat some proper food.
Relina, may I ask a favour of thee? While Thancred and I return to the Crystarium to inform our comrades of our recent exploits, I would have thee accompany Reen and Gaia to Mordsuk. So sweet, no, don't let them see you feel.
All as well, Miss Gaia. It will be once I get out this desert town. If I have to spend another night in this dingy little room, I shall scream.
I'm terribly sorry to hear that the accommodation was less than satisfactory. I'll investigate the availability of more comfortable lodgings.
Yes, I think we'll be staying in Mordsuk, at least for the time being. It might take a while for me to write a report, as our expedition was rather eventful. Melina, I really appreciate everything you've done, and I'm sorry for all the trouble we've put you through. Still fretting about that, are you? What's done is done. Besides, it all worked out in the end, didn't it? You're right. Now how about we treat our that bad treat we promised ourselves? They might not have coffee biscuits here, but I've heard they've got regular cakes are to die for. Was that you'll die from eating them? Only one way to find out, I guess. Not sure trying the local delicacies will keep us occupied between writing reports and thinking about the next plan of action. Hopefully we'll have another chance to visit the empty to see how things are coming along. And don't even think about leaving me behind. Hold on, there's something I need to do. There we go. I should no longer get messages like that. Oh, actually, I think I'm going to make the next... Oh... Doing math in my head. Actually, you know what? Give me a second. I need to check something. You know what? Yeah. I'm actually going to make this next quest the last one for today. Because I do think it's actually a really nice end point. Oh, actually... Okay, yeah. This next quest will be the last quest for today. Good news, or at least has the potential to be good news. I received word from Master Ryanje. Unfortunately, the message is rather thin on the details. He only requested that you return to the Wisteria and meet him at the Wandering Stairs. Not that it's most likely of places for the important meetings, but I suppose you might be able to squeeze in a pint or two while you are there. I know it's a shorter stream tonight, especially with starting earlier, but... Actually, it's not really that much shorter, it's just we started so much earlier. Pray accept mine apologies. We're calling thee hither at such short notice. The matter I wish to discuss is of considerable import. If it's that urgent, wouldn't it be quicker to use those link pearl things Reen's been telling me about?
These are words best delivered in person.
Does something really have something empty?
Not that doth warrant our immediate attention. The elements are in a state of equilibrium, and the propagation of flora continues apace.
So what's this all about then?
So thou art aware that we are not of this world, hailing from what is referred to as the Source. However, unlike Relina, Thanker and I exist only as ether given corporeal forms. Our bodies remaineth on the Source, though the thread that binds us to them doth grow weaker with the passage of time.
If you stay here too long, you might never be able to return.
Precisely. Now with the wheels of change and the empty set in motion, leave us a fitting juncture to take our leave. We shall regret not being present to see the transformation reach its completion.
That hardly seems worth losing your bodies over, though. If you have to go back to your own world, who are we to stop you? I always knew this day would come. I just...
You'll still have Gaia and Relina. I know you'll see this through to the end, together.
We will. I may not be half the woman Philly was, but I had the friends I can to return to. They might be brutally honest in their opinions at times, or prefer to save their words and let their actions do the talking. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Though I can't say what the future might bring, no doubt Reen and Gaia will need your support in the days to come. Alas, the mysterious surrounding the fairy are yet to be resolved. Whether thou shouldst find the answers that thou seeketh, or nay lend thine ears to its honeyed words, for thy will is thine own. Never forget this.
I won't.
The time for our departure is at hand. They know that, no matter where we may be, ever shall we pray to your success. With Urianji and Thanker set to leave the first, it seems wise to share this development with the Alfort, who will continue to oversee the expeditions into the empty. You always have Gaia and Relina. You always have Gaia. This feels like a good break point. We'll be still starting at 6:30 next time. Maybe 6:45, but... So, it's not like queues will be going that late, that queues will be getting that bad. But if I remember right, the next point I was originally going to is a little bit more awkward. Plus, we've almost been going 4 hours. And I've had a long day. Alright. You're back sooner than I expected. Is everything alright? dear, that's rather unfortunate. I dare say it's something jolly important for them to leave in such a hurry. In any case, I wish them the best of luck, wherever their work may take them. I shall remain here and hold the fort, as it were, and make the necessary provisions should any further forays into the empty be required. Safe travels, Mistress Relina. Alright! Man, it's weird to be doing this not at midnight. I hope everybody enjoyed. We'll be going later next time, I can guarantee that, because when we're done with this storyline, we're going into one of the other two ones, which, yeah, you'll understand. But for now, I'm going to bid you adieu. Also, this is more of a test bed for starting from this point anyway, I think. So yeah, let us go raid the 8-bit drummer, because I raided Mecha yesterday. You all go have a great time listening to music. I'm gonna go and rest. And actually be able to cool down post-stream for a change. Huh. At any rate, I bid you all a good night. Until next time. Cheery bye. Or cheery, cheery bye.